Jai Baba. Well, friends, to talk about Baba, the ocean of love, at this hour of practically midnight now, I think I have all odds against my talking. Anyway, I'll try and tell you some things about my life with Baba. I'm sure all would be interested in hearing, first of all, how I came into Baba's contact. Well, I was a devotee of Upasani Maharaj and used to visit Sakuri. In 1948, I heard about Meher Baba over there. In 1949, I heard he was leaving his ashram and going away for his new life. I heard all this, but I had never known anything in detail about Baba. One thing I knew about him was that he had long hair. Well, in 1952, when I was a student in Bombay and was about to appear for my university examination, final MBBS examination, that's a university examination where you graduate in medicine. And just a few days before the university examination, someone told me that Meher Baba is coming to Bombay. Why didn't you go and see him? Well, before an examination, there's always lots to mug up, and there's no time to see Baba. But even then, I thought if there is a chance, I might take it. I was just a lady, a friend of mine, who was living behind my hostels. She asked me that if you were going for Baba's darshan, please take me along with you. I said, okay, if I go, I'll take you along. So, I think it was the 17th or the 19th of April 1952 when Baba was giving darshan at Nariman Dadachandji's house in Bombay. And I thought I may as well take this chance and see Baba. So, this lady and myself, both of us got into a bus and went to Nariman's house. After a lot of searching, we just couldn't find the house. Baba's darshan time was from 9 to 11 in the morning, and we searched and searched and searched for the house, but just couldn't find it. Then, it was about 11:30 when we finally did reach the house, and we climbed up the staircase, and there was someone standing at the doorway, and we just said, we want to see Baba. My friend and I searched and searched and searched, and finally when we did get to the house, it was 11:30. We climbed up the staircase, and there was someone standing on the landing, and we just requested him, saying that we've come to see Baba. He said, the darshan time is over and you cannot get darshan. So, I felt very annoyed that having wasted 2 hours just before an examination, one has to read so much and study so much. And here we'd wasted more than 2 hours, and now we were being refused Baba's darshan. I was very annoyed, and so we started arguing with him. He said, wait here, I'll go in and inquire. He went inside, made some inquiries, and came out and said, I'm very sorry, you can't get darshan. Again we started arguing that we've wasted all this time and we want to see Baba, etc., and that we haven't come to ask Baba for anything material or spiritual, we just want to see him. While this talk was going on, there was a door just behind this man, and it was partly open, and I could see over his shoulders, and I saw someone passing from one room to another, and I was sure it was Baba because he had long hair. Well, I felt even if this man doesn't allow us to go inside the room, I've seen Baba. Then the lady who was with me thought of a plan. she suggested, "Go and request Baba and tell him that we are devotees of Upasani Maharaj and we've come for his darshan." This man went inside again, and within a couple of minutes he was out with the permission that we could go inside. You can't imagine the joy we experienced at that time. And both of us went inside a room. I remember that big room, Nariman's house, and we entered at one end, and Baba was seated in another corner. Well, I had seen many saints before, but had never seen a Parsi saint, a Zoroastrian saint, I just didn't know what to do. Both of us just folded our hands and were walking towards Baba when Baba suddenly signaled this. Well, we couldn't understand what it meant. When he did this, the interpreter told us that Baba wants you not to put your head on his feet. Well, we didn't know what to do, because normally when we go to a saint, we normally bow down. Here, Baba was asking us not to bow down. So we just folded our hands and stood there in the middle of just very near him. Then Baba said this. So the interpreter said, "Please sit down." So we both sat down. Then Baba did this again. Well, then Baba just gestured this way, and the interpreter said, "Sit down." After we sat down, Baba did this. The interpreter said, "Baba is very happy to see both of you, and he says you are good souls." Then he did this to the interpreter, and the interpreter went inside to some other room and brought 2 pieces of candy. Baba gave 1 piece of candy to that woman, that lady who had come with me, and when Baba held it out to her, she held Baba's hand in her hand and touched Baba's hand to her head and took the candy. Then Baba gave me the candy, and I also touched his hand to my head. And as soon as we had got the prasad from Baba, Baba said, the interpreter said, "Go away." Well, we were outside the room within a minute, and I didn't know what had happened. We hardly had been inside the room near Baba. I would say we weren't there more than 2 minutes. And we came outside with the prasad in our hand, and we were just flabbergasted, because Baba never said anything, never told us anything, never asked us anything. And we came down the steps, we ate the prasad, and I went back to my room in the hostels and began to study because of the university examination that was fast approaching. I actually forgot all about having met Baba for the time being. Then, in 1953, I came to Navsari, and I was a very serious man at that time as far as spirituality was concerned. I used to read a lot of books and attend a lot of spiritual meetings. And one day, a man met me and said that there is a Meher Baba center over here in this town. Why don't you attend it, the meetings? I said, I will. If there is a meeting, I will. He said, well, we meet every Thursday in the night at 9 o'clock. So the next Thursday, I took the opportunity and went there. I attended 2 or 3 meetings on every Thursday, but I was not satisfied with what happened in the meetings. Most of the time in the meeting was spent in singing a few bhajans and then talking all about gossips about the town itself. Nothing spiritual, nothing about Baba, and I was quite disgusted. The meeting always ended with aarti and a little snacks, and that was the end of the meeting. Well, I wasn't going to waste my time of 2 hours going to attend a meeting just to have a few snacks. So after attending 3 or 4 meetings, I just stopped attending the meetings. After attending 2 or 3 meetings, I decided not to go there. Then one day a Baba lover met me on the road and said, "Why don't you come?" I said, "I'm not going to waste my time over there." He said, "No, doctor, please come. We'll do something rather substantial in the meetings then." So I did go for the next meeting, and then we arranged it in such a way that we would have or sing bhajans for some time, then read from Baba's books. I would have to explain them in the local language, that's Gujarati. Then we would do a little meditation, and then we'd sing the aarti and come away. Well, here was an opportunity for me to read Baba's books. So I began reading Baba's books, because every Thursday I had to explain the other Baba lovers in Gujarati the meaning of what I had read. So we picked up each book, and chapter after chapter I read, thoroughly studied it, and used to explain. This is how my life with Baba began. Of course, later on I met Baba many, many times. In 1955, we went for Meher Baba Savas. In 1956, Baba visited Navsari. That was his last visit to Navsari. And it was an incredible visit. It's a very long story, and I wouldn't want to say it right now, all that happened when he came there. Then in 1957, 1958, every year, Baba has been very, very good in calling me each year to see him. Like this, we've been with Baba right up till his end. And the last I saw of Baba was in 1968, on the 13th of October, when Baba called a meeting of workers from all over India. And I was one of them, and we were chalking out the program for the great darshan, the May darshan at Guru Prasad in Pune. This is just in very, very short how my life with Baba. Now, I'm sure you would want me to relate some incidents that would stand out in my life with Baba. One thing I must say, that though my first meeting with Baba was very, very short, yet that meeting changed my inner being. I was a college student at that time, and my pop had a lot of money, and I used to misuse it. Misuse it in a big city like Bombay. There are great chances of misusing money, and I did misuse it. Baba never told me anything, not to do this, not to do that. But soon after meeting Baba, Soon after I met Baba, I must say that it did not click. His love didn't click in my heart immediately. But after a few months, I was a changed man. All the sensual pleasures that I indulged in with the money that my pop gave me, well, slowly I just didn't want to indulge in them anymore. They were just repulsive. And I must say that this was an awakening within my heart that Baba brought about by his love. Baba says, "I have not come to teach, but to awaken." And in my case, I must say that it was 100% awakening on the part of Baba in my heart. For he never told me or give me a single order. He never told me anything that I should not do such and such a thing. And yet, all the things that were, I would say, not contrary to spirituality, just one after another they dropped away, and I was a changed man. This is really the biggest miracle, I would say, of Baba in my heart. And the biggest miracle that Baba will ever perform, I believe, is also the changing of people's hearts and the love that he will sow within their hearts for God. This, I believe, is the greatest miracle Baba will give or bring for coming humanity. Now, I will tell you certain incidents in my life with Baba, and one of them was at Guru Prasad. Guru Prasad is at Pune, where Baba used to come during the summer months and where all of us went to have his darshan. Each year we were not very lucky to have his darshan because Baba did not grant darshan every year. Well, one year Baba was not giving darshan, and yet he had called me, and because he was in strict seclusion, there was a man standing, one of the Mandali, standing at the gate of Guru Prasad and checking on anybody who came inside Guru Prasad bungalow. When I came there, he had been told that I was expected that day, and he met me outside on the gate and said, "Well, doctor, you've come before time, so you please wait over here." Well, I said, "I will wait." And I asked him anything particularly during the week that had transpired in Guru Prasad. Well, he said, "Doc, you should have come yesterday." I said, "Why?" He says that Baba took all of us, the Mandali, to see Nilkantwala Mast. Nilkantwala is a mast of the sixth plane. Nilkantwala Mast is a mast of the sixth plane. And when this Mandali man told me that Baba had taken all the Mandali to see him the day before I arrived, I felt rather sorry that if I had been called the day before, I too would have seen a mast of the sixth plane. Then, soon it was time for me to go inside Guru Prasad, and I went inside. And the morning session I was with Baba, and at about 11 o'clock Baba would leave us and go towards the female Mandali side, or the women Mandali, and would have his lunch over there while I'd have lunch with the Mandali over here. And after the lunch, we'd relax a little till Baba came back again at about 1 o'clock. Now, while I was relaxing on that particular day, suddenly a messenger came from Baba saying, "Baba wants you immediately." I got up, picked up my bush shirt and ran towards the main entrance of Guru Prasad. And there Baba was getting into his car, and he just gestured, "Get inside." So I got inside the car also. Baba told me, "I'm going to see Nilkantwala Mast and I'm taking you." At once, within my heart I felt that because I desired to see the mast, Baba was taking me alone that particular day to see the mast. I repented much later that, having met Baba, I was still interested in meeting a mast of the sixth plane. Normally, after meeting God, the avatar, God in human form, there is no need to meet any masts or people of the plains. It's absolutely unimportant, having met Baba. Well, Baba did take me to see that mast, and I did see him, and he was lying on a couch and completely nude. When I stood there for 2 minutes looking at him, he never even turned towards me. After 2 minutes, Baba gestured, "Come outside," and then Baba went inside the room and sat with the mast. No one knows what he does when he sits with the mast inside the room. Well, this is just a small incident how Baba knows the innermost secrets of our heart. Very blessed to have met Baba, and I must say that we are blessed because Baba accepted us. Not that we have accepted Baba, but Baba has accepted us. That's most important. Jai Baba.